everyone. I'm Dr. Hinson.
And I'm Dr. Donnelly.
And we're the Good Doctors of Abbey Research. And we are back, continuing our coverage of Netflix's hit show, The Crown. And today we are talking about episode 7, Scientia? My Latin is great. Potentia Est. I didn't look up do you know what that means? I didn't look it up.
The potential of science forever. I don't know.
We don't know. But what we do know is this episode is possibly my favorite of this season.
Oh, it is 100% my favorite.
It is so much Lizzie time on a show that's actually about the crown. So
much time with Lizzie. It was amazing.
It's great. And lots of really fantastic lines in this one as well that Claire Foy just punches at people. So we're back in Windsor in 1940. We're in a flashback to Elizabeth as a child. And we see she is getting an education. So that answers our question from earlier in our videos about whether or not they told her anything about how to be a queen.
Evidently they made her talk in a lot of French.
They did. So she's getting lessons on how to be a monarch, taking classes at Eton College. And she learns that there are two institutions in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, the Crown and the government, the dignified and the efficient, as they are called, and she is the dignified, and so she is learning about the restrictions on her role in terms of engaging with the government. But we flash forward, and our Lizzie realizes she really wasn't taught a whole lot past being told she was the dignified and the government was the efficient. And she's in all of these meetings, and she's having these state dinners, and she is feeling uneducated. The Queen Mother, she goes to her mom and is like, "Mom, why didn't you teach me these things?" And her mom goes, "You know when to keep your mouth shut, and that's more important than anything." That's all. I just wanted to read that out loud so that other people could be angry about what her mother said to her. Good old Tommy Lascelles has decided to step down after doing all the damage that he did. She can't have her old secretary, Martin, delightful Martin, because he's not the next in line. So there's succession even with private secretaries.
He's also too busy being on Broadway in My Fair Lady.
Was what we learned. I love him. He's so good. Eden is quite ill. Home Secretary, I think he's Home Secretary Eden. He's supposed to go talk to President Eisenhower, about the Russians testing an H-bomb. He goes to America and goes straight into hospital because he's that ill with stomach ulcers, something intestinal. We don't know. Coughing up blood. Calls up Winston Churchill and says, "I need surgery. I'll see you when I see you." Churchill is obviously upset about this. And then the real focus of this episode is Elizabeth's need to be educated. She is ashamed that she does not know about the ways of the world and that she was not given a better education. She goes back to her mom about it, and they have this wonderful exchange where the Queen Mother tells her, "You received an entirely appropriate education for a woman of your background." So you want to talk about restrictive gender roles and the perceptions of what a woman is and is not allowed to be at this time in England, and then also what the Queen was and was not allowed to be, even though they knew she was going to eventually be the head of the church. And she replies, she says, "We taught you how to be a lady, a princess. What do you want? A degree? Why not?"
And Elizabeth's point is that everything you taught me has entirely failed to prepare me for the life in which I now live.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you taught me how to curtsy. Great. I don't curtsy to anyone anymore. Right.
You taught me that I can't cross my legs, but you didn't teach me how to have adept political discussions with the president of France when he comes to sit at my dining table.
Yep.
You didn't teach me how to negotiate dealing with a government in crisis.
Mm-hmm. Who sees me as a puppet.
Yeah, who keeps things from me because they don't think I need to know about them, because I am the dignified. So, yeah, and she says, you received an appropriate education, which it has entirely failed to prepare me for the life I have to lead. So, Liz is punching back in this episode.
Yep, she's
excited.
Tired.
Because it wasn't enough to have Eden in the hospital, Churchill has a stroke from all the stress. Super healthy old white dudes running the British government right now. He suggests that the Queen instead invite Eisenhower to Buckingham Palace for a state visit, since nobody could make it to see Eisenhower in America. So all the preparations ensue. They keep talking about how much they have to keep from the Queen and why they should never tell her what's going on. So that doesn't go over well. And then we get to the crux of it, where the Queen finds out, rather inadvertently, from someone else in Churchill's government, all that they have been keeping from her. And she gets angry.
Yep.
She gets real angry. And amazingly has somebody find her school notebook from when she was 7 at Eton College.
Yeah.
Because that was the last time she had an education about this stuff. Calls the government in to reprimand them, calls Churchill in and makes him sit and wait for her outside her room, which was
great.
Was a brilliant power. She's starting to come into her power as well and realize, there are things I can push back on.
Yeah.
There are ways that I can express my my anger and my discomfort with what's going on. So she's come a long way from the episode with the Great Fog, the persistent anticyclone was what it was, where she wasn't really sure what she could do or how she could interfere. She's starting to get some backbone into her job, which was great to see. And she is very upset with Winston in a very dignified way. Shames him for his behavior. Churchill feels really, really bad. She asks him, the Queen asks him if he is fit for office. Are you better? Are you fit for office better? I would ask you to consider your response in the light of respect that my rank and office deserve, not that which my age and gender might suggest. Boom. Mic drops. Talk to me like I am the Queen.
Not like I'm your daughter.
Not like I'm your daughter. Or I'm a woman who's only 27 years of age. So it was a beautiful, stepping into the moment.
And everyone every woman who has men reporting to her should have that stitched on a pillow.
Yes. Yes. In light of the respect that my rank and office deserve, not that which my age and gender might suggest. And as women doctors in the world, let me tell you, this is still extraordinarily relevant, even today.
Mm-hmm. My favorite is when I introduce myself as Dr. Donnelly and somebody responds with Kristen. It's my favorite.
Yeah. My favorite is when I get called Mrs. Mrs. Hinson. Oh, cool.
We get mail for Dr. and Mrs. Donnelly.
All the time.
My husband is like, I'm sorry.
Almost all of my married friends who are doctors, women who are doctors, get mail for Dr. and Mrs. So, yes, we are still in a stage where we have to demand respect for our rank, as opposed to our gender or our age.
Especially because 9 times out of 10 we don't care.
Yeah.
So if it's a situation in which it's important for us to assert our doctoral
expertise,
then we do. Yeah. The rest of the time we just say we're Kristen and Aaron. Hi.
Hey.
What's going on?
What's cracking?
And then please call me Kristen. That's great.
Yeah.
But it's most intense in email, I find, where I'll sign it Dr. Donnelly and somebody will see that my name, Kristen, is in the subject line, is in my signature, and they'll email back and address me as Kristen. I'm like,
Kristen. I'm like, I gave you
the title because I need...
Yeah.
Because that's how this works.
Because that's yeah. I know.
But I'm also very, very quick. If somebody says Dr. Donnelly back, I then will go into, no, just call me Kristen.
So it's complicated.
It's complicated, but I want to see if they understand.
But it's important.
I've been doing this for 20 years. Yeah.
So recognizing particularly the station that Elizabeth has and the rank that she has and deserves, and that they have spent all of this time telling her, she is the dignified. She is, the ultimate representation of God in the United Kingdom. And also of the United Kingdom to the rest of the world.
100%.
So, and how you think it's okay to then, not tell her what's going on in her own government. It's called Her Majesty's government. It is. So her own government, and not keep her abreast of the changing situations, is extraordinarily disrespectful and making her undignified. So
silly.
I wanted to walk into the room and high five Claire Foy stroke Elizabeth at that moment and be like, go girl, you claim your position and your power because she has it, and she can't be a good monarch if they don't tell her what's going on. And she calls them on it.
So importance in this episode is that no one's going to give you the respect that you potentially deserve. You have to earn it. And if they won't pay attention to the earning it, you have to take it.
Yeah.
And on that note,
that's all we've got for this episode.
I'm Dr. Donnelly.
I'm Dr. Hinson.
We're the Good Doctors of Abbey Research, wishing you a properly addressed week.
That's right.
Bye.
Bye.